too bad. Yeah. You won't regret it, no, no. Young girls, they don't forget it. Love is their home, happiness, yeah. Sweet, sweet.
Sounds so soulful, don't you agree?
Squeezer, don't tease her, never leave her.
I invent a sweat, popping bottles, putting supermodels in a cab. Proof, I guess I got my swagger back. Truth, new watch alert, Hublots, or the big face rollie, I got 2 of those. Arm out the window through the city, I maneuver slow. Cock back, snap back, see my cut through the holes. Damn, Yeezy and Hope.
I am Joey Fresh, owner of Get Fresh Barbershop, entrepreneur, philanthropist. As a kid, I knew I was going to end up where I was today because I had so much passion into what I really believed in, and that was becoming a barber. And for anybody who knew me, knew that I was going to go all the way with it because they could just see it in my eyes. This is something I really cared about.
I'm Nella. I am Joey Fresh's mother. Joey, as a kid, was very rambunctious. He tried driving my car at 2 years old, put the car on reverse and went down an embankment. And I was running after him with my heels, trying to stop the car. So Joseph got arrested when he was 14 years old. He had to do 2 years of probation. He had to do community service.
Bro, when I got arrested at 14, they told me if I would have gotten in trouble in those 2 years, I could have potentially went to jail till I was like 19, 20. You know what that did? That scared me. Right there, I could have been like, yo, my life's done. But I had to grow up then and there. I had to grow up fast, and I had to realize that, you know, life can be taken away that fast, and you could lose it all. And at that age, I didn't really have nothing. What was it for me to worry about at 14, you know?
But he was always such a good boy. Always.
My name's James Figueroa, better known as Fig. I knew Joey. We grew up in Middletown together. We were in middle school. So, yeah, we grew up in town together, in Middletown. And we were real young. He was a little chunk butt.
Where I started was outside off the light pole in the front, you know? And then I was cutting for free. So I would always try to get people to like let me cut their hair, let me try it out. And when I started doing that, I was horrible. When I first started, I was horrible. I wasn't good at all. And then I tried to learn a little more, and then after summer, what comes after that is fall and winter, so it started getting a little cold. So then I went to my back deck, and we had like this little tarp thing back there, and I had like a heater, and we used to cut back there, but it was still a little too cold. And I was getting a little more people. So then after that, I made what you see behind me, this little barbershop down here, and I was cutting people.
Just started bringing friends home to cut their hair. And he started with a pair of clippers. And he would bring his friends home and say, okay, I'm gonna take them down to the basement and cut their hair. And next thing you know, he was cutting hair. And then it was 1 friend, 2 friends, 3 friends. Then he was cutting hair outside, and I was like, oh my God, this kid's gonna get in a lot of trouble.
I remember when he called me, we were probably in high school, maybe sophomore year, and he said he wanted to start cutting hair and wanted to know if I wanted a haircut. So I said, yeah. Well, it wasn't the first haircut. It was further along when he was trying to get better at his edge ups, and at first they were a little shaky. I have a little cowlick, so he was trying to work with it, and we were actually down in his basement. He made a little studio with a old school barber chair, airbrushed Joey Fresh all over it with a barber pole, and I told him just make it look natural. And the way my hair used to grow was really tight and close to my eyebrows, so he edged me up, and it was probably about like right here. And he was looking at me, tongue out, doing an edge up, concentrating, and he stood out of the way and asked me if it was good, and it was not good. It wasn't good at all, but he fixed it, and he's definitely gotten better since with edge ups.
So after that, after I got out of the house and quit the last job that I did before I went full-time being a barber, I went to school. When I went to school, my mom made a bet with me that if I passed school, she'd pay half of the loan. So I said, ooh, this is easy money. This is easy. I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna show her. And I did, and I never stopped. I went through the whole school, rarely missed any days, and always went to school.
I paid his school. I took over his loan and paid his school because that was the deal that we had made. And because I was afraid that he wasn't going to finish, that was my motivation to him. You finish, and I will pay your loan. And he proved me wrong. He finished and got his license.
I hated working for somebody because it just wasn't for me. You know, every job that I've ever worked was 2 months to 7 months max that I lasted at a job because I hated it. I hated working for somebody. I hated having somebody tell me what to do on how to make my money. I said, don't plan on me staying here forever because that's not what I want to do. I want to open my own shop. So I worked there for 2 years on Main Street, Middletown. Worked there for 2 years until I accumulated enough money. I opened my own barbershop, but it wasn't easy. It was early mornings and late nights. You know, I worked at the old barbershop that I worked at before from 9 in the morning till 6 at night, then go work on my new barbershop till 3:30, 4 in the morning.
And that's how he is. He goes to work every day, works hard every day to make that money.
And then high school, I started accumulating a little more money, and I would buy and sell electronics. I was like the electronic king back then. You wanted a cell phone, you asked me and I got it. Always had the latest cell phones when they came out for AT&T. Back then it was called Singular. So I would sell and buy, and I had the Sidekicks, I had the Nextels, T-Mobile, whatever. Anything I could get my hands on and make a profit, I made a profit. If there was money to be made, Joey was there making it. In high school, you're like, people are like kind of like, oh, girls and this and that, and I was fat, I was ugly. Now I'm just still fat and ugly, you know what I mean? Nah, but like I just cared about my money, you know. I hustled and I hustled and I hustled. I wasn't no nerd, I'll tell you that.
He was a nerd. Like he was like kind of doofy.
But in my high school career, I didn't really care about high school. I didn't care about geography. Failed it twice. Had to go for a third year, passed it, you know. There's some teachers who didn't like me because I knew in high school I wanted to be a barber. I knew that I had this dream of owning my own shop one day, and I wasn't going to stop till I get there.
My name is Lauren Pizlakowski. I am the TV video teacher here at Middletown High School.
She's a pretty cool teacher. It was her first year, and we gave her hell. Oh, we gave her hell, but she didn't quit. And we made some teachers quit in high school, but she didn't quit. She stuck to it, and we stayed cool until I graduated high school, and she's watched me grow. She's cool people, you know.
Then before I knew it, Joey Fresh was Middletown's hottest barber, and all of my kids would go see Joey Fresh. I don't know, I feel like he's doing pretty good for being a young person. I think he's figured it out. He has a really good reputation. He always handles himself well on social media. He's one of those people that the kids look up to and strive to be, which is awesome.
So my name's Nathan Briggs.
Mr. Briggs, my guidance counselor, his brother was a teacher. I took acting, Mr. Briggs.
I am currently the college and career counselor at Middletown High School, but when I knew Joe Pelkey, I was actually his school counselor. I'm really happy that he made it that far and is in a successful career, except that I always had fond memories, and so, you know, that's the most important thing.
I remember him. There's a lot of kids I don't remember, so he was memorable.
They remember me and I remember them because they had a positive impact in my life, and they respected me very much so as I respected them, you know. Joey Fresh came from my uncle. My uncle used to call me Homeboy Shopping Network because I used to dress, well, what I thought was fly back in the day. I look back now and I think it's not fly at all, and then he was just like, you're just fresh. You're just fresh to death. My influence on the barber community is, if I have an influence to some of them, that's cool. But a lot of people who know me know that I don't do it for the barber community. There's a few barbers that I'm cool with and that I get along with great. The thing about Get Fresh Barbershop is that we're more than just a name. We're more than just a barbershop. We're a family-oriented barbershop. We also have fun. We also talk about a lot of different things. It's just not about a haircut. You come in, you laugh, you have fun, we joke around. We rarely watch TV because we're engaging in so much, conversation that TV is not important, cell phones is not important, social media is not important. You come in, you have fun, and you get a haircut, and it's the memories that you have in the barbershop that make Get Fresh Barbershop what it is. And if I could change anything in my past, it'd be nothing. And the reason why I say that is because something so small that I changed in my past could affect my future. And if I change something in the past, then I might not be where I'm at today. So therefore, I wouldn't change nothing in my past because I'm happy where I'm at today, and my past is what got me where I'm at today. As soon as I unlock that door at the barbershop and I walk in, my anxiety's gone. That feeling of every new client, every new conversation, every problem, sometimes it's a problem and I solve them and I just talk to people. That's my motivation, to see a happy customer get out of my chair and to have no anxiety and feel stress-free every time I'm in that shop. When you love something so much and you have such a passion for it, it's worth getting out of bed for. Tattoos, I have a lot of them, I have my whole right arm is all pretty much barbering. I got one that says "Bring the Ruckus." That's for a friend I lost in high school. On my left arm, I got Team Ichigo for my best friend that passed away roughly 6 months ago. Top of my hand, on my right hand, it says "You're only as sharp as your last cut." It's a good one. Every tattoo that I have on my body means something to me. The darkest time in my life that I've ever experienced before, I get a phone call. Pick up the phone, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, I'll never forget it. It says, "Joey, it's Uncle Al." I said, "What's up?" He said, "Dimitri's dead." And right then and there, I fell to the ground. Lost my shit. Lost my best friend. When that happened, I didn't know so many emotions. Like, the kid was like my brother, So many emotions, so many things went through my head, and from anger to sadness to not knowing what life was really about, and I didn't know what to do with myself, because in my life I've never experienced something like that. Friends come and go, but this kid was like, he was my right hand man. The kid was my brother, and it's just like, I never got to say goodbye to my best friend, and it messed me up. It really did. Like, I ran over to the house. I got in my Jeep. I'm crying. I'm bawling my eyes out. And I get there, and his sister's in the middle of the road. And we just cried. And I hugged her so tight. And we cried and cried and cried. So it's not that I'm ever over it, and I'll never be over it. But it's something that you learn to live with. I have no choice, you know what I mean? Like, there's no choice for me. I have to accept it, and I know that he's happy, and I know he's in a better place, and he's not fighting the demons that he's fighting anymore. I would like to make Get Fresh Barbershop a franchise across Connecticut, across, the East Coast. I want to get it so big that, there's a Get Fresh Barbershop in every town. I'm speaking like theoretically, but I want the franchise. I want to blow Get Fresh Barbershop into something huge, maybe national, worldwide. My main focus to this business is that, is always make sure that the customer's always happy. Make sure you provide them with such an environment that they'll never forget, that they can tell amongst each other, that we never have anybody feel left out at all.
The next 10 years, probably the biggest thing in Middletown. Further out, too. And having multiple businesses, hopefully.
No, I think his business is going to just keep growing and growing.
In the next 10 years, I see Joseph in a bigger barbershop with more barbers and living the good life. I see Joseph working hard and playing harder in the next 10 years.
10 years from now, I see myself with a definitely much bigger barbershop, 10 years from now, I'll be 36, so I still won't be that old.
Every day, I look at his Facebook, his Instagram. I see the amount of people that he makes happy every day. Just looking at that makes me very proud of him.
But one thing I did learn from my best friend is to never stop loving, and to never stop giving, and never stop being who you really are for anybody. To always continue to be the best you, and to be the best thing you can ever be in your life. And that if you're gonna leave this earth, you're gonna leave with a legacy.
I invented sweat, popping bottles, putting supermodels in the cab. Proof, I guess I got my swagger back. Truth, new watch alert, Hublots, or the big face rollie, I got 2 of those. Arm out the window through the city, I maneuver slow. Cock back, snap back, see my cut through the holes.
Damn, Easy and Hov, where the hell you been? Talking real reckless, stunt man.